Good morning. It's Thursday, 25th of May, 2023. It's a lovely sunny day here in Seaford, and I'm sure it's the same in Cyprus, where today we're talking to Doc Holliday. Now, of course, Doc has been very vocal about a certain company, TMOR Acquisitions, lots of developments on there. Doc is a shareholder in TMOR Acquisitions, as am I, and there have been some developments, and I'm delighted that Doc is joining us this morning live from Cyprus to talk to us all about it. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Al. I'm just going to jump straight into it. Thanks for having me on at short notice. Yeah, obviously there was a great deal of enthusiasm for this transaction. I think people were really sort of anticipating the Megasteel deal coming to market. The terms appeared to be favourable for all parties, and unfortunately, the company have not been successful in raising funds or being able to complete that transaction. There was an announcement sort of citing that the reason behind this is because there've been a chain of events which has led the CEO at Megasteel to want to withdraw from the transaction. I obviously believe that there were some inaccuracies within that announcement, and I've obviously put that to the company. The company have been quite steadfast and quiet. I am hoping to have some meaningful and constructive dialogue today. I'm really grateful and just want to extend my thanks to all of the shareholders that have supported me in doing this. There's been a lot of people that have been working behind the scenes and pulling in the same direction to get this done. I did say that I would be happy to speak on behalf of shareholders, but I wasn't going to do all of the heavy lifting. And I've just got to credit, I'm not going to name them, but there's a bunch of people in the background that have really worked hard to start to pull names together. We've got a list of shareholders that are not happy about the transaction. They want immediate and meaningful changes to the dynamics of the board. We appreciate and accept that people have tried, whether they've tried the hardest and it wasn't good enough, or whether market conditions have caused this situation. But look, let's not forget that there are going to be a limited number of shells that become available as we start moving forward. And whilst market conditions aren't great and we see companies trading at cash, and this has been put to me before, look, that there's loads of these companies out there, they're trading at cash, they're not in a strong position right now. Are you sure that a deal can be done? Well, the people I've been speaking to have indicated that a penny and a half isn't unreasonable whatsoever, and it's about the structure. The structure is very clean with TMOR Acquisitions. There was no pre-IPO money, there was no sort of spivvy structuring that took place. It was a really nice vanilla deal, and I've got to credit the people who originally put the concept together. It was a good idea, and unfortunately it hasn't come to pass. Without casting aspersions and getting into a cat fight at this point, I think it's important just to sort of, again, assure investors that if we can, stick together, keep pulling in the same direction, be firm, yet but be fair. So again, don't want to be a part of this thing of contacting the company, or whether it be advisors, whether it be the vend and the guys that were behind Megasteel, contacting them, abuse and all of this. It's not who we are, it's not what we are, and we're not, and I certainly won't represent that kind of behavior. It's immoral, it's improper, and it's not where we need to be right now. We're in a very strong position. We want to work with the company to find an outcome. If that doesn't happen, and this is where things can get a little bit sort of juicy and tasty. If that doesn't happen, then I will be going back to my sort of day job in corporate intelligence, market intelligence, and I'll be getting the information that's required in order to force that through. And rest assured, Al, we have got plenty in the tank yet to come out in order to support what we've been doing and what we've been saying, and it's all coming from a good place. Didn't need to get to this point. I'm hopeful now, moving forward with the support of all of the shareholders, advisors, and hopefully the board at TMOR Acquisitions, we can get a quick change, and then look to get a transaction that's going to be it's going to be rewarding for shareholders, and then all is not lost would be the idea. We can cast this, we can have debate and speculation on whether the deal at TMOR could have been priced differently. Okay, 2.25 at the time may have been a little bit generous, but I think at half a penny, people were extremely disappointed and prepared to get active. And a credit to shareholders for actually being prepared to do that and not roll over. So fantastic, really. We can't guarantee and give promises to shareholders that, and I've not done that, throughout this process. We're not going to give guarantees to people that we can, guarantee we'll get 1, 2, 3, 5 pence. What we're going to say is those terms were self-serving and something that we were unhappy as an extended group, a family of shareholders who were unhappy with the terms, and we've expressed that. We don't want to go down the route of it getting nasty and aggressive and all the rest of it. But of course, in these situations, that can happen. And for now, it's it's guns down and a bit of dialogue up. But at the same time, the next few days will be quite important. Alan.
That's good to know, Mike. Doc. I think the issue. Well, one of the great things that's come out of this is that when shareholders act together for the greater good, great things can happen. And I think you and the shareholders have come together here. I'm also a shareholder here too. You and I have discussed my position on this, and I'm fully supportive of what you guys are doing. And I think also, the board of Megasteel wanted to list. They wanted to get that company onto the marketplace because they have a very good business. They have a very good underlying business, great numbers as we've seen from the results they published in the run up to the RTO taking place. And of course, the company's got a great future. There's no doubting the marketplace that they're in. But I think I think one of the wheels came off en route to get here, and I think any company looking out to the market and wondering whether to list and wondering what sort of appetite there is for good businesses out there, I think this has graphically illustrated the fact that there are legions of shareholders out there who want to help businesses, want to help build businesses, make money themselves in the process, and obviously create wealth and prosperity on as that process takes place. So good for you, Doc, and please come back and talk to us again in the next few days once we.
Yeah, I'll happy to do so. And there's a time and a place, and unfortunately, it wasn't the time, and perhaps wasn't the place. And I've got a lot of opinions and things to share on this subject matter, but I want to try and just be courteous and respectful at this point moving forward. Just a special thanks to the guys at Red Mist, Nick and Seth, who both put some time into this. I'm prepared to work on it for zero consideration, and there won't be any future consideration because I don't believe that there'll be any requirement and need for it. We'll get this wrapped up. We'll get it tied up. It's fortunate that in this case, we can apply a little bit of the day job to the sideshow, and yeah, I mean, it's great that shareholders have entrusted us to be able to do that on their behalf. And long may that sort of stuff continue. There just isn't enough activists out there, and as I say, it doesn't need to get into being a sort of big nasty spat. I know there's people out there feeling battered and bruised, and the experience has not been great, both shareholders, advisors, and people that are involved within the business. I think everybody's got a common interest here, and that's just to move things forward. So I'll appreciate the platform, the time, and the opportunity, and hopefully we can speak soon.
Doc, many thanks for joining us from Cyprus. That was Doc Holliday. And yes, let's speak again in the next few days. All the best now.
Cheers.